Well, we finally got it done. The factory did an incredible job putting out a very nice paint job that Matt Stringer helped me with and kind of fleshed out and did some really nice artwork for me. And it's a stunning airplane. I really love it. Kind of the American scheme. We're going to have another one made for the team fund for the raffle. So if you like the airplane, raffle tickets are $10, and you can go to the team website and buy raffle tickets. There's only going to be 2 of these made, and then we're going to come out with a limited edition, 10 model limited edition with American flag stabilizers and wings all together with a few other minor changes.
And those will be numbered and signed.
Numbered and signed by Brett and I. So it'll be a limited edition signed Switzerland World Championship edition. And we're really proud of it. It's got some really nice lines. I stole the bottom from one of my old airplanes called the Quest years ago, and we swapped the colors. Jason suggested we swap the blue and the red from the original version, and I did, and it came out really good. Very visible in the air.
Yeah, really visible in the air as well.
And which is good. And I kind of want to. Brett's got a chance to fly. How many flights do we have on it now, Brett?
Well, we flew 6 rounds. I had 1 flight before the contest, so 7 plus
maybe 3 practice flights.
maybe 3. Yeah, we've got maybe 10 flights on it.
So I know I've kind of kept in contact with you through the whole process of building this airplane, telling you, you know, I'm really making some good progress on the setup, and I'm very excited about it. Even though we flew this thing, the prototype, kind of with a basic setup that I came up with, I was able to improve that even greater, and I kept calling you, telling you how excited I was about it. I know you was anxious, and kind of just want to see what your thoughts about the, you know, your first flight on the airplane with all the enthusiasm I kept calling you with. Did it match what you expected?
Right. Well, you know, I've gotten that phone call before many times. Brett, I found the answer. But I kept getting the same phone call over and over, so I knew he had at least figured out something that really stuck. So I was excited to fly it, and I've been telling people this airplane is the best first flight I've ever had of an airplane. Really just, you know, really incredible.
I nailed the setting, really, and I knew you'd be happy with it, because we both flew the prototype. When you gave it to me after the Nationals, I'm thinking, you know, it's good, but I know it can be improved, and you kind of say, you know, there you go again, you know. But I spent 6 months really pounding the pavement on it and trying to make the minute changes that I knew, because the airplane has to be, it has to be able to do what the biplanes can do. You know,
absolutely.
Maybe not as good, but almost as, you know. And I'm saying the biplanes, it's not as good as the Alfirma for the critical, just pure rudder power, but
absolutely.
It's really close.
It is really close, and it is enough. I surprised myself. I mean, the rudder authority on this airplane is really incredible. When we flew it at the Nats, I just had a few flights on it before the Nats, and I really focused on the preliminaries pattern because I was flying it in the prelims and didn't get much time flying the finals pattern. And if you see the video of me flying this airplane, we just got done flying it through the F pattern. Really, really impressive, especially with the little tweaks that Bryan's made. It's just the purity of the rudder power is where it's at. I mean, it's just,
it allows it to play with the biplanes
because
it's easy to use the rudder.
And if any of you out there flew our prototype Allure at the Nats, this has the same presentation and the same feel and the same presence, but the purity and the responsiveness of everything has really been kicked up a notch. You know?
Purity breeds power, man. The purer you can get the settings where it doesn't affect another setting, the more power that thing has, and the more linear that power feels, which gives you control. And that's the key, is control, consistent control. And you know, when you start, and it's all about measuring, learning how to measure it better, measure it more accurately. And you start talking about tenths of degrees, and people's eyes just glaze over, you know, but it's that important to get an airplane of this size. You know, it's all composite.
It
It's
was
not
it
built
was a
by
big
you,
undertaking.
you know.
I mean,
It's a,
you really have made a step up in what you're doing here. So
well, good. I'm glad you feel that. I knew you'd be
I can
proud
validate your excitement.
I really wanted to fly it, but I wanted you, because I wanted to fly it last Sunday, but I just couldn't get it finished in time.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, man, he's gonna get the first flight on it, man. I sure hope it's good.
I'm excited, and the airplane looks great. It's a stunner. Really fun to just fly the airplane, and people's response to the airplane has been great.
The airplane set up for glow with I made no effort. I built this airplane. It's the second glow airplane produced by the factory. We made a few changes to the first one, mostly in the back to get more rigidity in the back, which wound up not being a problem to begin with. But the airplane wound up weighing 4,900 grams with a YS mount, with a big YS plate mount to set the mount. We're using, I think, BLS 272s on the wings, which are 2.2
Over
ounces
2 ounces apiece, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that I didn't worry about weight. I just built the airplane. And I would like it to be lighter, of course you would. But if in reality, the size of the airplane, I mean, we were stunned today. We had the Shindan taking pictures with Jim's airplane and had it next to the Shindan, and it looked like an old Storm. It looked like a pencil sitting next to this airplane. It's so massive that you get lost. People always get lost with how much does it weigh. Well, that's comparative to the size.
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
So
yeah.
I think the airplane flies so light, you don't even know that it's 4,900 grams, and I don't know if I'd fly it lighter than that because the airplane just has such a good feel.
It's great. Let's take
Let's look inside of it.
Yeah.
Now the kit comes with the firewall and the engine plate. It comes with the tank mounts. These tank mounts here that I made. It comes with the rudder tray. And if you look inside, it's like there's nothing in there. There's it's so big. You know, you look around, it's like, where's everything at? But there's of course the servos are in the tail. There's a tube in there for your wires, just like most of the other ones. And
really
it allows you to make a nice clean installation. You know, it's not cluttered in any kind of way.
Really great installation, by the way, Brian.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I guess we can look at the engine compartment and take a look at that, how that's done.
The stand we're using here, we're in the process of getting this stand made, and eventually we'll be selling these. But
yeah, Mark Hunt did some CAD work. We seen one of these at Tooney had one at the Nationals, and he said, Brian, you have to make these. I said, okay, well let's try it. So Mark Hunt was kind enough to do the CAD work, and Mike Pascal did a nice finish job for us. But it's really a nice stand to carry your airplane. It folds up into nothing. But if you'll notice, the engine is, you know, the room is voluminous, so you don't have to worry about your motor knocking around and beating the side of the airplane. It comes from the kit with this plate, and it's already pretty much set up, you know, within reason at the right thrust settings and everything when you install it. The plate has two tabs that's notched into the firewall, so it's kind of an easy setup. It's still kind of tricky, but it's it's easier than some other ways to do it. Of course, you got your normal pipe mount. The gear on the glow planes are going to mount to the bottom of the cutout for the chin, and you could run up to 23-inch propellers on this airplane if you wanted to, which you would never do it, but it's got plenty clearance. You notice the bottom of the airplane. I did this for two reasons. All this architecture up here is to strengthen. This fuselage is so big that I was afraid that it was going to have some oil canning, so I put a lot of reverse curves and negative curves, and what winds up good is you have low areas of depression here that you can cut out for airflow for the electric version. With these cut out and the vents cut out, which we don't have on the glow version, there's no need for baffling of any kind for cooling. This air just gets sucked right out of the airplane. And we've run the Contra in 100-degree weather with no heating issues whatsoever. You'll notice my control horns that we sell through CK Aero, that's machined for us. We've kind of shared these on the biplane before. These are 20mm horns. The kits will come with the aileron pads where you can just screw them down. The height of the servo is set that the horn and everything is straight, and there's no differential. When you mount the horn the way it's shown there, you give it's so easy to set up because you just mount the servo and you make your arm 90 degrees and your throw is exactly the same on both sides. And you can do the same thing for your elevators, which uses 17mm. It's very simple, solid. The horns come tapped with a boss, so you don't have to use the little separator that comes with the MK setup. You just screw it straight to the horn. It's already tapped. You put a little Loctite and you're done.
You know, it's striking when you look at the bottom of the airplane, it's a big airfoil, fuselage.
Exactly. The whole airplane was optimized for rudder power, rudder use, for the authority, for the new patterns coming up. And you went up and you did that.
How wide that is. That's a real airfoil right there.
You went up and you did that triangle that we did in the unknowns for the worlds.
Yeah.
And that downwind leg on the top, I think it surprised you how well it did the maneuver.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It just come right around. The wings never budged. They didn't rock. It just.
What's cool? You can literally yank the elevator. Or I'm sorry, the rudder all the way over to the side, and the airplane just does it. It just responds.
It doesn't have any negative reactions.
And if you need a little bit more, you add some power, and it just keeps coming around.
Yep.
It doesn't start tucking. It doesn't start rolling. It doesn't. Just no bad habits.
Pretty incredible when you think about it. And the biggest dig on the airplane, people thought it was so big and it was going to fly terrible in the wind, and it's just the opposite.
Just the opposite.
You know, it's kind of a secret that I've.
Or you need small wings to snap.
Right. That's not
Not
true.
the
Either. If that was the truth, a biplane would never be able to snap.
Yeah, that's right.
But the kit comes with the cowling already mounted. As you can see here from the factory, it's a quick disconnect mount style. The Japanese made famous. If I can get it popped in here. And this is really the way to do it if you're flying glow. And you're done. No screws to deal with, no screws to fall out. But we're really proud of the airplane. I think Brett is more so proud of this one because it's his.
Yeah,
the other one was kind of mine. I didn't even get a flight on that thing until after the Nationals. But of course we're running the new YS-185. APC was kind enough, Robert at APC was kind enough to send me some new props they're developing. They have a 21.5. There's a 10 and a 21.5, or 21 10.5 and a 21 10.
There's a 2110 and a 2110.5.
Yeah, and man, they're really good. Both of them are very good props. We're kind of deciding on which one we like the best right now, but
yeah,
they're both good props. They're quiet. The 185, I think you could put a log up there and it would turn it. You know,
yeah.
With the cool power, 30% fuel, it's really a good combination. The airplane has a nice pace, which is what's good about it. It flies a lot like the Alfirma as far as pace, controlling exit pace, which is really critical.
Yeah.
And really, you know, flying the Contra version for a while, and I went and competed with the Contra version last weekend. Very similar. I mean, you can hardly tell any difference between the two setups with the bigger APC props and the Contra. The Contra is really good though, really good. But we wanted to share it with you. I know people have been kind of wondering when we was going to get it done, and now you can see it in the flesh. Go buy your raffle tickets. Go to the Team USA site. It's worth the $10, and you'll have a one-of-a-kind, truly special, one-of-a-kind airplane representing Team USA. Anything you want to add, Brett?
No, I don't think so. I'm really excited for other people to get the airplane in their hands. I'm excited just to get home and start flying and practicing with the airplane. Bryan and I both have a lot of confidence that this airplane is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, it's a game changer, no doubt.
So,
I'm looking forward to it. As we speak now, the first shipment is on the boat coming to us. I know a lot of guys are anticipating it and waiting, and they really want the airplane. A few guys who have gotten it, Bruno Schiffler and Andre Brack from Germany, the team member from Germany has
Yep.
his, and they're flying theirs and really enjoying it. Jason Arnold from Australia. In fact, I think Jason won his first contest today with it. He's pretty happy about it.
yep.
And it's really impressive. And it's when you fly the airplane, it's almost hard to believe that it'll do with the things it does with the rudder without. Today, when the first couple of flights, when you flew it, I could watch you fly it and say, I said to myself, you're overflying the plane. Just leave it alone. Just let it fly.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
once you got a couple of flights, of course, there was some rust involved there too, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
once you got a couple of flights on and you realized it just doesn't need any babysitting. You just plan it and fly. And that's a special feeling, man. It really is.
It really is. Absolutely.
So I think that's the end. We wanted to share it with you. We're going to have a flight video for you to watch, and we hope you enjoy it.